Hello, and welcome to The Point. I'm Neil Stanley, and this is episode 29, where we're going to talk today about growing profitably by refinancing CDs. Yes, refinancing CDs is possible today because interest rates have been so low. And as they've risen at a very fast rate in 2022, it's allowed us to take the opportunity to refinance those accounts to benefit the depositors and the financial institution simultaneously. The reason this is an opportunity is that most deposit holders are unaware of this financial opportunity in their hands, and you can be the financial institution that introduces them to this opportunity, to be a hero in their world as you're helping them see that they can take something they thought they were stuck in and find out they can be liberated by paying that penalty and reinvesting with your financial institution. So the reason this works today is the pace at which rates have risen after being low for 2 years. We see here in the Fed funds chart that interest rates in the past went up much more slowly, and then they fell, and then they stayed low for 2 years, and now they have risen very aggressively. So that has created the environment, coupled with the early withdrawal penalties of many of your competitors being relatively low. So if you think about 60 days of interest, that is one thing. Now, some of your competitors have a larger early withdrawal penalties. For example, a 3% penalty is quite significant. But you only know what the opportunity is by running the numbers in that situation. We also know that the industry has brought CD portfolio costs down. The median in the second quarter of 22 was only 66 basis points. So interest rates are on these portfolios are very low after the 2 years of which rates have been low. And we can see, if we look back at various financial institutions, what the pricing history was. For example, we could look back in August of 21 and find that Ally was offering 0.55% on a 4-year certificate. That tells us that we have some situations that we could go look at very specifically. Then we can look at what's happened on the asset side of the financial institution, where you have the ability, say, for that account, that 4-year account that was opened a year ago, 3 years remains on that. So if it were to transfer over to your organization, you could invest it for the remaining 3 years fixed at 313. There's an opportunity. So we're going to show you how to use the CoreCD system to check out these opportunities. I've keyed in here in CoreCD an account that was opened August 6th of 21 for 4 years. It now is worth $100,559 with a yield of 55 basis points, as the survey suggested a year ago. When I hit calculate, it tells me that that account will be worth $102,220 if nothing happens, if the depositor just waits. But they don't have to wait. They could pay the penalty, and we could look at various penalties, but let's just use a 6 month. It would be very typical of the industry. So $277 would be the interest early withdrawal penalty, and that means that we would have $100,282 net of penalty to invest in our CD at our financial institution. And when we do that, we can run those numbers and see that that money reinvested at a rate that would be reasonable today. When I say reasonable, it's still 150 basis points or more less than U.S. Treasuries. 158 is the rate that's showing up here in our system. Of course, each of our clients gets to pick the pricing that they want to use, but there would be a highly profitable account for both the depositor, who's going to add $2,868 to the value that they will get by breaking the existing contract and reinvesting with us today, with the financial institution using this CD Revolution process, and they end up with $2,868 more in their pocket. A very important thing. So what if, though, the account was structured a little differently? What if it was a shorter account? Maybe it was only a 2-year account back when it was opened. So we'll run the numbers with a 2-year approach. And that means that And we also, let's assume that there was a percentage of the amount that was withdrawn as to like 3%, like we saw on the one. And that would mean that the penalty would be $3,017. And we run the numbers and we see, well, we can't make up that penalty. It's $2,017 of loss for that depositor. Well, here's the very important part of this. By running the numbers for the depositor, you become a trusted advisor. Because with true transparency and consultative advice, you're going to tell that depositor to keep their money in that account. It doesn't pay to refinance it. Meanwhile, they have given you the dollar amount and the maturity date, so you know that before August of 23 comes around, you'll be able to put your best foot forward to initiate a conversation about how you can help them now that they're free of that existing account. So this approach is a winner for the financial institution, regardless of whether or not it's a positive for the depositor. Either way you cut it, it's a win for the financial institution. So we know that as you use the CoreCD subscription available to you, you've got lots of options. This is one very powerful option that has a season, a window of time where you can take advantage of this to create a positive net benefit, which means we should move that money from the existing account to our financial institution, or a negative benefit when we transparently disclose that they should probably keep their money right where it is and give us a chance to do business with them later on down the road. But if, in fact, you were able to move $50 million of time deposits with a 2-year average life at 150 basis points below U.S. Treasuries, and you put those into Treasuries alone, you would create $1.5 million worth of riskless profit for your organization. And that's if you only invested in U.S. Treasuries. We're very excited about this opportunity for you at this time. This is a season in which you can take advantage of it. I hope you take advantage of the opportunity to meet with me to talk about your specific situation. Use my Calendly link here to set up an appointment. And I just want to thank you for the opportunity to present this episode of To the Point to you.